Hi everyone, this is the kiTo man, and in this video I'm going to explain why Senjus are stronger than Uchiha. Before we start comparison, we need to go to the root of their predecessor, so that begins with Indira and Ashura. They were both siblings and sons of Hagoromo Otsuki. Even though they were siblings, they had huge differences in terms of characteristic and skills. Indira was pretty talented and skilled in taijutsu, which advanced onto different level when he unlocked Sharingan. Not only that, he had good control on chakra, especially water and fire release. Let's talk about Ashura. From the beginning, he was humble and modest towards his brother and his comrade. He wasn't that much good with ninjutsus, but even though he was bad in this, he never gave up. That is the most interesting thing about Ashura. As he was gradually working hard to do better, he became good in wind and wood release. Let me clear you one thing, that if you are an Uchiha, you cannot get wood release naturally because it's a unique Kekkei that only Ashura and his descendants can do. Later on the series, we get to know that Senju, Uzumaki and Sarutobi are direct descendants from Ashura, and that is why Hashirama, the first Hokage, was able to master wood and wind release. On the other hand, to unlock Sage mode, one need to have at least wind or wood release. Without this, you cannot get Sage mode. That is why Madara stole Hashirama's cell and implanted it into his body to get Sage mode and to unlock Rinnegan. Undoubtedly, Uchihas are talented and skilled shinobis, and that is why they become egoistic and more self-dependable. However, Senjus are totally opposite than Uchihas. They're naturally not gifted by Sharingan or any special dojutsus, but they are more hardworking than Uchihas, which makes them more humble and modest. As they know how hard to reach in a certain level of power, they never get egoistic emotions like Uchihas do. On the other hand, for unlocking Sharingan, Uchihas need to go through some emotional trauma that is for every steps in Sharingan. The more you hurt, the more stronger your Sharingan will be. Apart from this, Senjus doesn't need to go through any emotional trauma to raise their power level, and it is also natural for them to have a huge reserve of chakra. On the other hand, because of Sharingan, Uchiha's chakra level are much lower than Senju's, and also Sharingan consume huge amount of chakra. Not to mention, if Uchihas unlock Mangekyo Sharingan, it consumes much more chakras than regular Sharingan. Besides, excessive use of Mangekyo can cause eternal blindness unless you get another pair of Mangekyo to replace yours and unlock eternal Mangekyo. So it means naturally you cannot get stronger with Sharingan. For Senjus, it is totally different. You don't need to go through any mental trauma to get stronger like Uchihas. If you work hard and work on your styles, you can get better and stronger. Uchihas has 3 unlocks in Sharingan and 2 in Mangekyo Sharingan. When an Uchiha unlocks Mangekyo Sharingan, he gets a unique jutsu that only he can use. Besides, an Uchiha can unlock Susanoo as well, and every Susanoo are different from each other, so which makes it unique in style of speciality. However, Ashura's descendant has a unique Kekkei on wind and wood style. Because of that, they can use Sage mode. Sage mode is huge advantage for Senjus or other sub-branches of Ashura's descendants, because when a person unlocks Sage mode, he is basically using enormous reserve of natural chakra. So that means you won't tired, in other words, your chakra reserve will never end. On the other hand, Uzumakis can use tail beast to seal in themselves and use its power on battlefield, and this is a unique Kekkei for Uzumakis. No other clan in the series are as good as Uzumakis to become Jinchuriki. Because of lack of chakra reserve in Uchiha, they never can seal a tail beast inside them. The only thing Uchihas can do is to use their Sharingan to control a tail beast, which is not sufficient to use the full potential of a tail beast. That is why when Madara fought with Hashirama with the QB, he couldn't defeat Hashirama. Even though Uchihas has some great offensive ninjutsu, lack of chakra reserve always makes them one step behind than Senjus. Not only that, Uchihas are not good with medical ninjutsu, which makes them vulnerable in the battlefield. That is not a case for Senju, as Senju is great with medical ninjutsu, and even we saw that Hashirama could heal himself without doing any hand sign. In other words, Uchihas and Senjus both are good in offensive and defensive style. However, huge reserve of chakra and healing ability gives Senjus extra edge in the battlefield. That is why Uchihas could never beat Senjus in the war, and which makes Senjus superior than Uchihas. And if we see the series, in every cases, Uchiha lost when they fight against Senju, and it continues with Indira and Ashura to Sasuke and Naruto, which makes it pretty clear how strong is Ashura's bloodline. I hope I could give you some good explanation on Uchiha and Senju's power comparison. And if you have any thoughts on it, don't forget to leave it in the comment section. Before I end the video, I want to remind you once, if you like contents like this, don't forget to subscribe my channel, and I will see you in the next one.